Hey guys, it's Mackenzie. I know it's been a while, but I'm finally back and I'm making new content and I have exciting news. I have an editor now, so I'm going to be remaking a lot of the videos. I've been in almost 2 years now, so I have a lot more information, so I can go a lot more in depth about what it's like being in the Air Force, what it's like joining the process of being in, what you have to deal with, a lot of the struggles. So I'll be getting new videos out for you guys about that. But today's video is regarding CDCs, the career development courses, and that takes place in all career fields. When you get your job, go through tech school, you get here and you have to essentially do tech school all over again, but this time in textbook form. So I'll be covering that, what to look forward to, what to prioritize, and the pros and cons of CDCs. So without further ado, let me get right into the video. So let's get right into what CDCs are. So literally, they're career development courses. So they just are tech school more in depth. Once you get to your first duty station, you'll be enrolled in them, and it's basically like everything you learned in tech school. They go more in depth in it, and they put it in textbook form, and then it's up to you to complete it within a year. And you need to do that in order to both get your 5 skill level and your 7 skill level. So it's not like they're going anywhere. So I wanted to start by harping on how time consuming they are and how much you need to prioritize them. Because I know it sucks, trust me. When you get off work, you've been working fucking 8, 9 hours, and then you don't want to come home and study for another 2, 3 hours. But just get it over with. There's definitely incentive about finishing early, and I'll get more into that in a few minutes. But it's it's better to just get it done early with, so you don't have that stress. You don't have that weight on your shoulders. It's just it's just not worth it. Um Next I want to talk about how the CDCs are actually broken down. So, within your career field, you'll get volumes. Mine in particular had 4 volumes. I know people who have 6, have 8, have 12, and regardless of how many, you have a year to complete them, all the volumes. And then you have roughly a month per volume, and then you have a URE, unit review test, at the end of each volume. So, like I said, you want to get that done quickly because you want it fresh in your mind. You just went through tech school, you'll be able to pick up things quicker than waiting a little bit. So, within the actual volumes, there's UREs, unit review questions, and then there's self test questions. So, when you start working on them, you're going to learn to just focus on the UREs just because you take the test at the end of each volume, and that's just URE questions. Usually, if supervision goes over it with you, they're just going to go over UREs. So, no one really focuses on the self test. But the thing is, when you take your EOC, your end of course, at the end of all the volumes, the self test questions are going to be there. They don't just magically disappear, regardless of if you studied it or not. There's going to be fucking self test questions from volume 1. There's going to be UREs from volume 7, self test from volume 5. And they don't care if you didn't study them. You need to get your score regardless. That being said, it's a minimum of 65 to pass, but you want to aim higher. Because if you get below 65, you're shit out of luck, and there are some major consequences you have. But I will also get into that later on. So, next, I want to talk about my score. So, I got an 88 when I took my test, which is, not gonna lie, it's a good score. But if I had got a 90, I would have got coined by the commander, and I would have gotten one comp day, one day off that I could take whenever I wanted. But if I got a 95 or above, I would have got 3 comp days. My supervisor would have got 1 comp day, and I would have been coined by the commander. And that looks really fucking good on you. And you can put that as a bullet when you start getting EPRs, which they took EPRs away from A1Cs and airmen, so you wouldn't have to worry about that until you're senior airman. But still, that's a really good bullet, and that's a really good way to start off your career. So, that being said, now let's talk about what's going on currently in the Air Force with CDCs. With my career field, 2 alphas, a lot of us are getting our CDCs taken away, and we're getting disenrolled. I know for me personally, by the time I had finished my CDCs, completed my EOC, literally that day, I got back to my shop. My supervision was like, technically, you didn't even need to take the test because they just canceled CDCs for everyone. And if you had failed, it wouldn't have even mattered. But because I passed, if something happens and they do end up bringing CDCs back, I won't have to take them because I already took the test. But yeah, a lot of us are being disenrolled from CDCs, but it looks like that's because they're going to try to like change it up, make it a different learning environment or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But I know for some people, you're going to watch this video, get all prepped for CDCs, and then if you're in the maintenance career field, there's like, I'd say a 50 to 75% chance you'll get to your duty station and you won't have to do CDCs, which will be nice. You won't have that weight on your shoulders. But if you do, just continue to watch. So now let's get into some negatives. Let's talk about what happens if you don't get that 65 or above. So not only does it look bad on you, but if you fail, you have to go to your commander with your supervisor, both of you wearing your blues, and then you have to explain to the commander, this is why I failed. This is why I was unable to get a 65. And then your supervisor also has to be like, this is why my troop failed. This is what I did in order to help them study, and you both have to answer up to it. But for the majority of time, what's going to happen afterwards is your commander's going to give you a 90-day period to go back, study up, and then retest. If you retest and you pass, then everything's fine. Everything's cool. It just shows they failed, but they passed a second time. If you fail a second time, that's when a number of things can happen. More than likely, you're going to end up being kicked out because you just can't get the material. They've paid for you to study, they gave you all the resources, and you just couldn't do it, so they end up kicking you out. If you cross-trained and you fail the CDCs, then they'll probably send you back to your original career field. Or there's a very, very slim chance that if it's your first career, you fail your CDCs, they can cross-train you into something else. But that usually doesn't ever happen. But like I said, it's all at the commander's discretion. But I think that's all that I have to say about CDCs for now. I just want to end the video again harping on, it's gonna be time consuming. It's gonna fucking suck. You're not gonna want to study, but please, for the sake of having a good start to your career, prioritize them, get them done early. It looks good on you. It feels good to be like, yeah, I finished my CDCs in a 6-month span. That makes you stand out. That makes you more likely to receive awards. That makes it so your career is going to look really nice and you're going to thank yourself in the future. But thanks for watching. Watch out for new videos because I'm probably going to end up redoing a lot of my videos just because, like I said, I've been in for 2 years now. I know more information. I can answer a lot more questions. And I now have an editor, so my videos are going to come out looking a lot nicer, a lot crisper. And just please subscribe. Follow my social media. I have my Instagram and my Snapchat listed below. And without a doubt, I will be seeing a lot of you guys later with more content. So have a good evening. Bye.